Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I just want to start by saying thank you to everybody who watched my video, my first video, who subscribed, who liked it, who shared it. Honestly, I couldn't be happier with the response, so I'm genuinely so grateful, so thank you guys so much. I'm back with my second video, and I was sitting down and I was thinking, what should I do for my second video? And this is what I thought of. I thought I would do a video on the things I wish I knew before I got engaged or before I got married. The things I wish people had told me about before I embarked on this journey. So I'm just gonna go straight into it. The first thing I wish I knew before I got engaged was that, honey, not everybody is going to be for you. In my head, everything was so idyllic. I thought that I would get engaged and the world would be happy for me. The flowers would be singing for me. Everybody would just be so happy because I was happy. Yeah, right, yeah, you would think. Unfortunately, I can't say it was like that. There were people, don't get me wrong, there were people who were so genuine and they came up to you with heartfelt smiles and they looked you in the eyes and they said, Nicola, congratulations, I'm so happy for you. And it was nice, it made me feel good. And then there were others who were more like, oh, you're engaged. Oh, congratulations, I'm so happy for you. And then there are those people who are outright not for you. It's announced that you're getting married, they don't say anything. Mate, they don't even look in your direction. They're kind of just like, next. Ultimately, three categories of people I came across. Those who were genuinely happy for you, those who were indifferent to your happiness, and those who just were completely not happy for you and who, to be honest, didn't really care. And those people I learned, you know what, you're not supposed to be in my life anyway, you cut them out, simple as. The people who are indifferent are the ones I would probably say you should be the most weary of, because they're neither for you nor against you. At that moment in time, they had two faces, and along the way, some of them completely turned around, and some of them, by the end of it, were my biggest supporters and were my biggest helpers, and some of them just fell off. Some of them, after the wedding, you just didn't see them anymore. But hey, you know, that's how life goes. And then, you know, the people that are genuinely happy for you, those are the kind of people that you want around you, especially if you're planning on getting engaged or getting married. Those are the kind of people that you need around you. Second thing I wish somebody had told me before I got married was how different men and women really are. Now, you would think that this is common sense, or it's not rocket science. You know that old saying that, you know, women are from Venus, men are from Mars. It's true. I didn't realize how true it actually was. But we are polar opposites. And I wish that I was warned about how different men and women really are. You might think, okay, but you were friends for quite a while, so why didn't you see the difference then? Your relationship begins to manifest differently once you decide to take things to that next step. So during that courtship period, you're friends, you're happy, you know, everything's so sweet, your heart beats, you know, you've fallen in love. You don't really see beyond that. That's what you see, love, and it's so cute, and that's what you see. But when it really got to crunch time, when I committed myself to my fiance, my fiance at the time, when I committed myself to him, I began to learn that, Lord have mercy, men and women are completely different. Number one, in just the way we think. Men are so much more, well, the majority of men are so much more logical in their thinking. In their mind, A plus B equals C, and that's that. Women are far more intuitive. And we can be logical as well, but we're far more perceptive and intuitive in comparison to men. And not only that, men and women receive love completely different. Women need to feel more secure, more affirmed, more loved. That's how they receive love. That's how they feel loved, when they feel secure, when they feel affirmed. Whereas for men, it's completely different. Honor, respect, and sex. 3 things that are up here for men. I mean, women, we like touch, we do like physical touch, but we like non-sexual physical touch the majority of the time. It makes us feel more cared for. Whereas men, you gotta get down for your man. You gotta get down for your man. You gotta show him you respect him. You've got to honor him, and then you gotta put out. You heard? This might sound harsh to say, but a man wasn't created for his wife. It was the woman that was created for man. She was created to be that helpmate suitable. She was created for him. And as much as us as women, we just, like, something in the inside of you just knocks at that thought, like, what? Like, it's all about equality. It should be about this, it should be about that. No, I wasn't just created for a man. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that when God created Eve's purpose was to be a helpmate suitable to Adam. A man's primary role is to love you as Christ loved the church. And that's an unconditional love. That's a selfless love. That's the kind of love where he puts you first before he thinks of himself. He's supposed to pour out into you. He's supposed to help nurture you and grow you and help you grow into and become everything that God has called you to be as a woman. Don't fight against that. I wish someone had told me not to fight so hard for my independence, and to fight so hard for a position that really isn't mine. I'm not here to rule the relationship. That's not my job. I'm not the head of the house. Honey, I am the neck though, and I know I can turn the head whichever way I want to. And that's a powerful role. And so you should embrace that role as a woman, because that makes you it gives you the greater influence in the relationship, and it puts greater ownership on you as a woman. Now, my 3rd point is something that I really hold quite dear to me, and that is cutting off ties from your past. You cannot be engaged to somebody and still hold on to certain relationships from your past, certain relationships that you know aren't healthy, and especially if they're a previous girlfriend or a previous boyfriend or whoever they are, and you're still communicating with them and things like that. No, I wish someone had told me, and you would think it's common sense, to cut certain things off from my past and to cut certain people out from my past, so that I could really begin to heal and stop. The 4th point I want to touch on is that marriage takes work. Marriage takes work. People say that ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance will kill you, and you will kill your relationship. I wish someone would have told me that it's not about me, it's not about my needs, it's not about my desires. I wish someone told me that I would have to unlearn selfish behaviours. I wish they told me that you cannot be something you're not, but you can become something you're not in order for that relationship to work. I used to have an extremely sharp tongue, very snappy, very rude. And I wish someone had told me that wouldn't run in my relationship. It wouldn't run. I wish someone had told me that you can be kind, you can be sweet, I wish someone would have told me that my growth is my responsibility. I was sitting down with my husband, and we were just having a general discussion, and we were speaking about when you start anything new. Take a job, for example, you usually start at the phase of an unconscious incompetent. That means that you are doing everything wrong. You are blissfully doing everything wrong. In fact, you are succeeding at doing everything wrong. In your relationship, you are saying all the wrong things at all the wrong times, and your husband or your man is angry at you and you're wondering why. but you're so unconscious to the fact that you are incompetent and you have no idea about it. And that is not a place where we should strive to be. And that's when we progress on to the second phase, which is a conscious incompetent. Now at this phase, you have now become aware that you've been doing things wrong. But when you become aware of the fact that you're doing things wrong, then you can't just stay in that place, which is why I say it's your responsibility to take your own learning into your own hands. And I just wish somebody would have emphasized this to me. And when you become aware of something, don't just become aware for the sake of becoming aware. You become aware so that you can actually do something about it. And that is when you move on to phase 3. And phase 3 is becoming a conscious competent. And that means, do you know what? You've seen the areas that you've fallen short in. You've seen where you started to go wrong. And now you're actively doing something to change it. And the thing about being a conscious competent is it feels so unnatural. I mean, before I touched on my attitude and how I was quite rude and really snappy and all that stuff. And so I had to make an active effort to say nice things to my husband. For example, honey, I just want you to know how much I appreciate you and I love you and I'm so grateful for everything that you're doing, and I just thought you should know that. And everything on the inside of me roars. Is it hard? Hell yes, it's hard, because it feels like you're going against the grain. Your nature is a sinful nature and it automatically wants to do what it wants to do. It wants to feed its own desires. It wants its own way. That's how things naturally are. We always want our own way. But you can't be like that in a relationship. And I wish someone had told me that. You see, it takes 21 days to form a new habit. So although it feels uncomfortable to start off with, the more you exercise it and the more you do it and the more you practice it, the more it becomes a part of who you are. And that's when you move on to the 4th stage. And that is becoming an unconscious competent. And that means that you have mastered your art. You have become so sensitive to the needs of your husband that it is second nature. And am I still working to get there? Of course I am. I cannot claim to have everything figured out, but I wish that someone had so emphasized the necessity of growing up and maturing into the standard that the Bible sets for womanhood. And finally, I wish that somebody would have told me that love is more than just a feeling, but rather it's a choice. Because sometimes it's going to get hard, sometimes it's going to be challenging. You're going to be stretched in ways you didn't think were possible to be stretched in. But love is a choice. I wish somebody would have told me that love was more than an emotion. There is probably so much more that I could continue to go on with, but these are just some of the things that were on my heart to share with you guys, and I hope that you guys enjoy this video. If you do like, share it, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in my next video.